I am Christine Tebandeke, 53 years of age. 2 days ago, it was my birthday. I grew up as a church girl, regularly going to church up to around 13 years. I really loved dancing. So in my senior two, I shifted goals. I wanted to go for dancing, and there was no way I would go for dancing while I was born again, because I joined high school as a born again. So I shifted somehow. I backslid because I wanted to attend those house parties. But there is no way I would attend a house party while I'm called a born again. So I started to backslide a little. Maybe even people are not noticing, but then I started attending house parties. So after vacation of senior 4, on joining senior 5 and 6, my father didn't have enough money. That's when I found a man who used to help me a lot with transport, because I was in this school. He used to give me weekly allowance. And I thought I was smart. All this while, when I started being cheeky senior 2, I used to play smart. Also, I thought. I said I know what to do, how to do it. I know when to get out. I know when to, I thought I was smart all the way. This man was so good. He even helped me go to advanced studies. That is, I went for a diploma, and he used to finance because my dad had gone very low on earning. But by the time first year was finished, 19 years, I was pregnant. I said, now I'm losing it all. I thought I was smart. How come I've come to this? I'm pregnant? What? I jumped around. I said, I'm going to abort. I asked around, but this man was smart also. He made sure he reduced the allowance he used to give me, such that I had no money to perform the abortion. I said, he threatened me. He said, you're not going to do this. You said, I love my child. So I gave birth at 20. We moved on somehow. I got married to him, but he was an older man, and he had a wife who he had sent to the village, and I used to be the town wife. But at the end of 2 years, I felt I wanted out. I remember my mother told me, Christine, you go back to that man because you brought him here and we gave over to you. Now why are you running away? But I wanted out. I did not retract on my decision. Inside me, I said, no, I'm not going to be married to this man again. I wanted out. But I had 2 children. We tried to forge a marriage, and a year later, when the second child was 1 year and 2 months, we had misunderstandings. We became very incompatible, and we had to separate. So we agreed, or disagreed, to separate, and we went separate ways. This man disappeared from the face of the earth for so many years, up to now. That was 1993. And I've never heard from him. So here I stayed along with 2 children. But all the while, all my life, I'm a hard worker. And everything that happened to me that did not go well within me, I hid myself in working. I would work very hard. I would work every day. No weekends, no nothing, except for Christmas and Easter. I used to work a lot. But I had my pain inside. Inside, I was wasting away. And while I worked all this much, time came when I had acquired enough money to purchase some property. I purchased this property. Now I found another young, charming man, also married. But to go back a little, I told you I was a God-fearing person. I loved God. I used to go to church. Now this time irregularly, very irregularly. When I had my lowest moments, I would run back to church. And when the moments had eased up, I would go back to my old ways. I used to, what do they call it? Eat life. I would run around Kampala eating life. Now with this new man, he's what did they call him? Muchakaze. We used to kuchakala a lot. So while I had dropped the other man, the same year I picked on another man, that one I'm talking about. And we moved on with that relationship for so many years. But this man was also married, just like the first one. Now you see that was another bad choice. But still inside me, there was someone who thought was very smart. While I had lost out on my smartness the first case, I'm doing the same thing once again, saying, let me just kuchakalako maybe for, I know when to get out. 6 years into this relationship, I got pregnant. And we moved on, but later, 15 years into this relationship, which seemed very serious, though married, the man was married, I realized this man is also a chaser of skirts. Well, I stuck in there because now I was getting older. The choices had gone down. I had not really much choice to make, so I stayed there. This second man, he had a wife who I admired so much. The lady was very beautiful, well-shaped. She was a high flyer. She had money. I used to admire her a lot. And even when we used to sit with the husband would talk a lot about the wife. So I really admired. She had everything I loved. She had the man, she had the money, she had everything. But around the same time, I got to know that she had cervical cancer. I saw her waste away for the next 7 years. And around 5 years into this illness, I got scared. Remember I told you that at my lowest moments, I would run back to God. So I felt as if the call to go back to God was louder now. I was scared. She was wasting away. She was dying. I saw her reduced to, I don't know, it was bad. While I stuck to her man, she was wasting away, but I was scared, and deep inside I was saying, no, I'm turning back to God now, because you see the things I've been admiring. See the person I've been admiring, she's wasting away, she is dying. Consequently, she died a year or 2 years later. By the time she died, I had come back to church. Actually, those are the years, 2013. I came to Life Church. I used to move around many churches because I didn't want really any church to recognize me, because I lived a double life. I would go to church, so later it was very irregular, but then I would do other things. Age was catching up with me, and I thought it was not good for me to go to bars anymore. My children were much older. I was tired. I was older. So I decided to retract and come back home. Now when I came back home, this is when the wife died, and I thought this man, we were going to make it official. That's when he abandoned me for good. I didn't hear from him after so many years, 23 years if I have to mention. Actually, I was here doing the Daniel fast, praying that we make it official. The man just ran away, and I didn't hear from him again. Of course, much later I heard from him because I had a child with him too. I have a habit of hiding my shame, pain, and anger in working or anything that is around for me to pick. So actually the business, as I chased around this man, the business had gone down. So many decisions affect business. They affect every sphere of life. And actually my decision of, the competition, the man, we were so many, because I don't know. But now I'm back to church, the man has left. It dawned on me that my parenting was bad, real bad. I realized I did not understand my children's habits, my children's personalities. I had lost out so much on parenting. While I would provide so much, because I told you I was hard worker, I was a hard worker. So with financing the home, it was okay for me, but parenting, I was absent. But when I came back to church with my children here at Life Church, I've seen God give me a second chance. He has given me a second chance. Guys, I want to tell you I'm a product of a second chance, because I've seen Him rearrange my family. I have seen Him redesign my life. The children I had lost out, I've seen them being active in church. They've gotten godly marriages. He has given me a second chance at business, my relationships, the social life, my family is better. So guys, I'm here to testify about God's goodness. There is a verse in the Bible that says, trust in God and do good. I used to trust in God, but I used also to trust in my smartness, and the results were not very good. But after I came back to church, I embraced that verse, that trust in God and do good, because every decision that was bad, every choice that I made that was bad came back to haunt me. And my greatest regret is I just wish I had done this earlier, because some scars still age. But when you trust God, He brings, He makes everything beautiful at His own time. If you're not serious about salvation, trust me, God cannot be mocked. Whatever you do has a consequence. The choices you make, the decisions you do, they will have a consequence, now or later. But when you return to God, because He says, return to me and I'll return to you. I've seen Him doing for me everything I ever wished for. I may have lost out on some things that I may never ever get again, but I've seen Him give me a second chance. He makes beauty for ashes. And I'm telling you, you can never go wrong when you choose God. Choose God and you see He's going to do for you. He's going to take you places. He's going to re-bless you. We lose out so much on our blessings when we are taking those bad choices. And every one of us here knows what to do. But we just choose the wrong choices, thinking we are smart. I'm telling you, God cannot be mocked. Please return to God.